How much house do you think you can fit inside an RV that's only 5.99 meters long? A bedroom? Maybe a bathroom? A tiny kitchen? Wrong. This RV doesn't just pack a surprising amount of space inside, it literally grows into a two-story home. We're talking 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a full kitchen, and a VIP lounge, all hiding inside a vehicle that's barely 6 meters long. And here's the part that makes this even crazier. When it's driving, there's almost no clue that a second floor is hiding inside. So how does a vehicle this small turn into a full 2-story home? We're starting at the bottom and working our way up. And by the end, you'll see the entire RV transformed into its full 2-story configuration. And that's when the real scale of this thing becomes obvious. Let's see how it does it. Now let's step inside the Feixiang FX800. And the first thing you notice is something you probably wouldn't expect from a motorhome this small. It doesn't feel like you're stepping into an RV. It feels more like a private jet. The VIP lounge is wrapped in perforated leather, with parallel LED light strips running across the ceiling and giving the entire space a surprisingly high-end atmosphere. But look a little closer at these seats, because these aren't your typical RV captain's chairs. The illuminated Maybach-style control panels and premium seating make this area feel less like a campsite and more like a luxury lounge on wheels. But then we reach something that immediately changes the way you look at this RV. The first bathroom, yes, the first bathroom. Because instead of squeezing in a basic RV toilet, the S800 gives you a proper smart toilet, a spacious black water system, and a surprisingly premium setup for a vehicle that's not even 6 meters long. There's a stylish sink, a matte finish faucet, an LED lit mirror, but there's something hiding beneath your feet that you might completely miss. This floor isn't just flooring. The wooden slats actually conceal a full shower tray, meaning this tiny bathroom can transform into a genuine shower area. And remember, we're still only on the first floor. Step back outside, and you'll see the staircase leading upstairs. But don't go up yet, because Feixiang found a washing machine hidden underneath the stairs, the ground floor, because now we're finally heading upstairs. And this is where the S800 stops feeling like a compact motorhome and starts feeling like a real 2-story home. The hidden second floor, and now we're finally going upstairs. Remember, this entire upper level was hidden inside the RV when it was in driving mode. You see the bed. This isn't some tiny emergency bunk. It's a massive double bed measuring almost 2 by 2 meters, paired with a comfortable mattress. For an RV that's less than 6 meters long, it's already impressive, but look around it. Large windows sit on both sides, filling the room with natural light, while also giving you plenty of ventilation. And just when you think Feixiang has used every inch of this floor, there's one more problem to solve. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night. You need the bathroom. What do? Climb all the way downstairs? Not in this RV. Remember when we told you there was a second bathroom? This is it. Right here on the upper floor, there's a separate bathroom with its own toilet and mini sink. It's compact, but completely separated from the sleeping area. And here's the clever part. When the roof rises, the bathroom's water and drainage connections extend with it, allowing the entire upper floor to function normally, without making the RV any bigger when it's driving. That's the trick that makes this whole 2-story concept work. For a moment, it feels more like a tiny apartment. And that's what makes this RV so unusual. We've now seen the upstairs bedroom and the second bathroom, so let's head back downstairs, and on the way down, notice just how much space that staircase occupies, and how Feixiang has managed to make even that space useful, because we're not finished with the lower level. Yet there's still one major part of this RV we haven't fully explored. Indoor kitchen. Starting with the kitchen, right here, we have a 2-burner induction cooktop with touch controls. And directly above it is a powerful home-style air conditioning system. So even when you're cooking inside, you don't have to feel like you're trapped in a tiny camper kitchen. Next to the sink is something you wouldn't expect to find in an RV this size. A full-height integrated wardrobe. It's tall enough for jackets, shirts, and even some of that bulky camping gear that usually ends up taking over your living space. But the storage doesn't stop there. Under the countertop is an entire block of cabinets and pull-out drawers, giving you plenty of room for pots, dishes, and everyday kitchen essentials. And there's a clever detail here that matters more than you might think. These drawers and cabinets have locking mechanisms, so when you're driving, they don't randomly fly open or have everything rattling around inside. And then there's the sink itself. It's a deep, square stainless steel basin paired with a tall modern faucet. It's practical, spacious, and honestly, it feels much more like a normal home kitchen than what you'd expect inside a motorhome. Now let's move into the driver's cabin. The S800 uses the familiar Iveco cockpit layout, complete with automatic transmission and a large multimedia display. But look at the seats. They're finished in the same premium leather as the VIP lounge, so the luxury doesn't suddenly disappear when you reach the driver's area. And there's another surprise hiding directly above the cab, a second sleeping area. There's a comfortable mattress, windows on both sides, and even a large panoramic roof hatch. Just imagine lying here at night, looking straight up at the stars before falling asleep. But if you're traveling with a family, and sleeping space isn't the only thing you need, you also need somewhere to keep all that food. And that's why Feixiang fitted this RV with a full-size, dual-chamber compressor refrigerator, and right beside it is a modern microwave oven, neatly integrated into the cabinetry with touch controls and multiple cooking modes. But there's still one feature you probably wouldn't expect to find in a motorhome. Look above the entrance. That's the RV's main control center. And underneath, the seating area is something completely unexpected. A professional JBL Karaoke amplifier. Yes, karaoke. With Bluetooth connectivity, microphone inputs and dedicated sound controls, you can literally turn this RV into your own private karaoke lounge. Imagine parking somewhere in the mountains, opening up the RV, and having your own music set up right inside. But the S800 has one more trick before we head outside. Look at this large side window with hydraulic struts. It lifts upward and transforms this section of the RV into something that feels almost like an open balcony. And from the massage chair, you can sit here and enjoy the scenery without even leaving the vehicle. Now it's time to step outside. Even the entrance has been carefully designed, with a handrail and blue LED lighting to make those wooden steps easier to navigate at night. And once we reach the ground, you'll see where this RV gets even more interesting, and now we're outside. But Feixiang didn't just give the S800 a normal storage compartment. This entire side panel folds down, and suddenly becomes a giant outdoor table stretching almost the entire length of the RV. There's enough room for a whole group to sit together, prepare food, and actually enjoy a meal outside instead of crowding around a tiny camping table. And even cleanup has been thought through. A flexible spray hose pulls directly from the upper compartment, giving you a convenient water connection right where you need it. But step back for a second, because the table isn't the only thing that transforms. Look above it. Running almost the entire length of the RV is a huge electric awning. Press a button, and it extends automatically, covering the entire outdoor area, and just like that, what looked like the side of a motorhome becomes a shaded outdoor terrace. Now, look underneath. The technical compartments are neatly organized, with water connections, drainage hoses, and additional storage for tools and smaller camping equipment. There's also a 220-volt power outlet and a dedicated switch for the outdoor lighting. So the essentials for cooking, charging, and spending time outside are all right where you need them. And there's one small detail that makes a surprisingly big difference. The entrance door has 2 layers of protection. Want complete privacy at night? Close the blackout curtain. Want fresh air during the day without letting insects inside? Use the built-in insect screen. It's a small feature, but it's exactly the kind of detail that makes the RV feel more like a home. Now step back and look at the entire setup, because this is where the S800's whole idea starts to make sense. Most campers force you to choose. You can have a compact vehicle that's easier to drive, but sacrifice living space, or you can have a massive motorhome with apartment-like space. But deal with the size every time you hit a narrow road or crowded campsite. the S800 is trying to give you both a two-story living space, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a VIP lounge, a full kitchen, and an entire outdoor living area, all inside a vehicle that's still under 6 meters. So now comes the biggest transformation of all. How do you turn this enormous 2-story house back into a compact road-going RV? Our stay is over, and the transformation begins. Watch the second floor. Just moments ago, this was a full bedroom with a nearly 2-meter wide bed. Now, the entire upper structure begins to lower back toward the main body of the RV. But there's an important question. What happens if something gets in the way? Imagine a tree branch above the RV, or an object accidentally left on the stairs. You wouldn't want a massive moving roof continuing downward. That's why the S800 has a protection system designed to detect obstacles and stop the movement if something gets in the way. And now watch the upper section. As the roof lowers, the walls fold neatly into position. While the bed can remain inside, the entire second floor is essentially disappearing back into the vehicle. But there's still one major problem to solve. Remember that second bathroom upstairs? A bathroom on a floor that moves up and down. Sounds like a plumbing nightmare. So how does it work? The S800 uses flexible water and drainage connections that move with the upper structure. That allows the bathroom to rise with the second floor, and then fold back down when the RV returns to driving mode. And as the roof reaches its final position, the structure locks securely into place, and after seeing the entire transformation, there's one thing that stands out. Feixiang didn't simply try to build a bigger RV, they attacked one of the biggest problems in motorhomes: space versus mobility. Instead of making the vehicle longer and longer, they made it grow upward. That's what makes the Feixiang S800 so fascinating. But now I want to know what you think. Would you actually travel in a 2-story RV like this? And if you had to choose just one feature, would it be the upstairs bedroom, the second bathroom, the giant outdoor terrace, or the fact that this entire 2-story house can collapse back into a vehicle under 6 meters long? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more machines that turn impossible ideas into reality, subscribe and come along for the next adventure. I'll see you on the road.